Okay, welcome to today's tutorials. Today's class is going to be on this Zara cap, but it's a different kind of Zara cap because it's combined with a face net. So the Zara cap is combined with a face net. So that's what my tutorials will be on today. So you can just see it clearly, just like this. Yeah. So I will be taking you through the process. I will also encourage that you watch this video carefully till the end. If you really want to be able to do it and do it right, I encourage you to watch the video carefully till the end. Okay, so what we need, let's see the things. This is satin fabric, but it's called doshet. You know this satin fabric that is a little bit stretchy. So sometimes you see that it's more beautiful compared to the bridal satin. And then I would be using a crinoline and this toned net. A yard of this toned net sells for how much here? I'm thinking, is it 3,000 naira? I think because I'm based in Delta State, so in Lagos, I know it's cheaper. At Onisha, I know it's cheaper as well. But I bought it for 3,000 naira in Delta State here. And then this also is called art wire. I hope we know that this art wire comes in different sizes. This is the very light one, very flexible. You don't need the thick one. You can see my client dancing. So she actually is the owner of that cap. All right. So this is it. We are going to use this art wire to hold the crinoline. So we are going to be fixing the art wire on the length of the crinoline, the length. So assuming you are using a crinoline of 30 inches, you would be cutting two art wires 30 inches to put both on the down and the top part. Huh? So how do you know the length to cut? Is by how far you want it to go on the face. But for me, I don't really start by determining how far. I start by preparing the wire. When I'm fixing it to the cap, I'll wear it on my head to see what size is convenient. Yeah, before I sew it. So I think this 25, 35 inches. 35. I actually wrote 25. It's 35 inches. So, all right. So the length of the crinoline can be above the 35 inches or exactly 35 inches. It doesn't, it should not be less than 35 inches anyway. All right. So we just fix it in the net. Just very easy like this one. Very, very easy. Just pass it through. Simple passing through. Then to make it slim and not too bulky, eh? Not too wide, not too inconveniencing. You have to like drag the crinoline now. For me now it's too big. So you just pull the crinoline. Pull it, pull it, pull it. It will begin to get slimmer and slimmer, smaller and smaller. So it will look as small as possible. Then you use the Peter Sham. Hmm? What other name do they call it now? This is not a bias because bias is usually smaller than Peter Sham. This Peter Sham is like 1 inch, while bias is almost like half an inch. So it will enable you to turn it well, comfortably. Then I will be using Marco. So the Marco I would be using is 3 inches, 3 inches Marco, and then I actually reduced it to become 2.5 inches. Yeah. And then the length, the width is 2.5. That's why I'm removing that. And then the width is about 20. No. Ah, oh God. Okay. The width is 2.5, while the length is 25 inches. The width, I repeat, is 2.5, while the length, oh God, is 25 inches. So I would quickly start by wrapping. The So I would quickly start by wrapping, like I said before, and I would be using the satin fabric first. So I would be wrapping with the satin fabric first. And to do that, you can either use is this a 6000 E glue, or UHU glue, or you can use hot glue. But I think the one that would be most friendly would be UHU or E6000. Yeah, because it's liquid. The reason I would not encourage a beginner to use UHU no, sorry, to use hot glue is because hot glue forms some kind of it causes some kind of unsmoothness in the wrap, some kind of rough edges. But if you use UHU or E6000, which are liquid glue, it helps you to glue it smoothly, and everything will be more perfect compared to the hot glue, where you now start to have some rough edges and all of that. So though most times when I do my work, I use hot glue, except if I have the UHU glue. I will not, because I'm going to make a Zara cap, go and buy a UHU glue when I have hot glue, because I know how to like manage it. You understand? The usage, you have to really, really be careful while you are using the hot glue. So for beginners, if you seek my opinion, I'll say please buy your UHU, or you buy the E6000 glue. Okay, so after gluing, it will just look like this. You see, the marco is fine now. You can use any color of fabric, any color of satin, whichever color you use is the color that your marco is going to take. Okay, so the next thing is for us to put the stone on it. So you see the stone, we just use either hot glue or same UHU to fix the stone to it. So in doing this part of the stone, you really need to be very careful, because for me, I used hot glue. So the next thing we'll do is to sew the back. So you can actually sew this cap before wrapping, but sometimes I just believe that sewing before wrapping is kind of stressful. It's more easier for me, oh, not for everybody. Oh. It's more easier for me to um, wrap and sew instead of sew and then wrap. So it's a thing of choice. Try the two and decide which one you prefer. So after sewing, I have this. Remember, I told you that the size of the marco is 25, but sometimes it might be too big for some person's head. So you actually need to take a measurement of the head sides of your client before you do that. So if your head of your client, for instance, is 22, you are not supposed to measure 22 for your work, oh, please, because by the time you finish sewing, it will be too small. So you have to measure 24. Okay. So now I just cut out a circle now to cover the inside, that is cover the top. So what I will do is that I will just put the satin and then just press it inward. Then what I'll do is that I'll start by gluing down the four corners. Hmm? I said again, I will start by gluing down the four corners. So when I glue a small part of this side, I'll turn it over and then glue the opposite side. It will enable me to share this fabric equally into four parts so that when I'm now doing the finishing, as in gluing all around now, the fabric will be evenly spreaded. Ah, this my English get leg. No. So the fabric will spread evenly. I think that one correct was that first one. Okay. So that you don't have much fabric gathering on one part, while the other part you don't have enough. That's the reason you just start by gluing the four corners. We call it the north, south, east, west pole. Normal, what do they call this? Geometry. Hmm? Okay, so after gluing the 4 points now, you will know the fabric that each portion should take. You understand? Each portion. So you now make sure that the fabric for each portion is what you fix to that portion. There is nothing like, oh, this fabric is too much here. No, you must force it all into that portion. And we do that just using the hot glue. When you put the hot glue in the portion you want to fix, eh, you just rest the cap and then gather it there. You will be through with that. So the next thing I'm doing, because of the style at the top there, I just pack the fabric inward from inside though, and then use loose stitches, just the middle. Use loose stitches to gather it, tie it, and secure it very tight to ensure that it will not loose in any form. Eh? Then I will now cut off the thread and also cut off the excess fabric that would be there. So if you now look at it now, you see that it has a kind of design at the top there now. It's just because I gathered that inner part that actually put that design there. If you like that part where you gather, you can drop a bead. But for me, I do not see any reason why I should drop anything. It's just a design. So I'm going to be using the light chest wording because chest wording has a thick one and it has the light one. So I will also cut a circle, a small circle out of the light chest wording. And then I will also fix it inside. Now what it's doing is just to give weight to the top of the cap so that it will not just be like something that air can't control. Air, breeze just blow, it will start shaking and all of that. And also it will start falling in. But when you put this one inside, it will stop it from falling in. It will hold it in the position where you've put it. Okay, I know that some questions that might be arising in this video is that what is the length, the radius with which I cut my circle? Okay, congratulations to myself, I did not measure it. So it will be very difficult for me to answer that question now if you ask me. But I think to know the radius of a circle is that you measure that circle from one end to the other. So let me say, when you measure this cap now from one end to the other, if it's 10, for instance, it means the radius is 5. So when you measure your cap, you just take that method to know your radius, because I cannot tell you the exact radius I use here. I did not measure, just out of my own um, insight, just using my mind. And because it's something I'm already used to, I just cut out the circle. So I'm sorry I did not measure. Sorry for that. Okay, so the same process I used in fixing the first cover was what I also used to fix this chest wording inside. Hmm? So after fixing the chest wording, I would bring back the creloning, because remember that I already told you I'm going to sew the creloning. So I gave it to my girl to just help me. I used the Peter Sham to hem the edges. And one, the two reasons for using the pita sham is one, for the purpose of design, and then two, for covering the art wire that is inside, that is the iron. Hmm? So I will just like take measurement now. I told you that I don't measure before I start. I just take like 35 or 30 inches so that I can comfortably drop it wherever I want. So after taking the measurement of where I want, I will tack it to the cap, and then I'll simply cut it out. I'll simply cut off the excess. Though when you are trying to cut off the excess, it seems a little bit difficult and strenuous because already the pita sham is covering the art wire and a lot of activities as well. It's not going to be too convenient, but when you want to cut, just ensure that you first of all start by using a razor blade to cut around the art wire, that is release it from the pita sham. So that you can now see the art wire, and then you can pass your plier through and cut it. So now I've taken my size. Again, if you ask me the size, I will not be able to tell you. I told you that I just have to like put it around the cap and see where I want it, and then I'll cut. So, but for the wire I started with is 35. You can do 30. Is okay, you understand. Remember that the marco is 24, 25 I mean. So there's no way you are going to use 25. So I use 35. So it's after I have checked it on my own head that I now had to take out this particular size to see that, okay, if I want to drop it on the face, it will not really be too far from the face, and also it will not be too close to the face, because when it's too close to the face, it will now cause some kind of hindrance. Maybe your makeup, maybe those fixing eyelashes, someone that is wearing glasses. You just have to consider a good space before you fix. You can see it on my client's head that it was very comfortable on her. All right, so after taking the measurement, I've cut out and then I'm sewing. So while I sew, one thing I do is that I try to spread out the iron like this. So I sew each edge separately. I'll sew the bottom and sew the top, so it will keep it in place. It will not allow the face net to dangle. I hope you get the word. It will not allow it to dangle anyhow. So it will just keep it where you want it when you spread it open and sew. So you spread open on top, spread down, and then you sew. So it will just keep it where you want it, like that. Hmm? All right. So let me just use this medium to invite everyone that is visiting Creative Ends platform for the first time. Please, just as a way of reminder, do not forget to subscribe to this channel before leaving today. If you know that you actually enjoy this video, then please do subscribe, and also please recommend the channel to other persons. Other persons also need to see what you are seeing, so please help them see it and help me like the video as well. So finally, I would be putting the bow tie design at the back. So to create the bow tie design, there is no need for iron. There is no need for what? Art wire. I repeat, there is no need for art wire. So all I did was just to like use the pita sham to hem the edge of the crilone and then fold it into two different sizes of bow, and then I'm good to go. I just attach it and that was it. And finally, I looked for patches, or should I call it any form of embellishment that you think might be okay for that particular design you are making. So I chose to just use a little bit of black pouch. If you like, you can do a silver, you can do a gold, any type of pouch that comes out for you is what I would advise that you use. But while you are sewing, I also encourage that you sew it and sew it firmly to ensure that your designs, they will not give way while your clients are using. You know, some clients can be very careless with what you are producing for them. And remember that our clients actually, they are our unpaid advertisers. So when your unpaid advertisers are advertising your product, you should make every effort to make sure that no matter how careless your advertiser might be, your product will not lose shape. Will not do what? Lose shape. It's very important to you. It's very important to your business. It's very important to your name. All right. So I'm just using a black pouch to like do my finishing. You can see the top of the cap is a Zara cap with face net. You can see the top is gathered. Is just what I intend to do. So I find out that after gluing and everything, I had some little glue showing, you know. So to just clean up everything and give it a perfect work, I use a black spray to just like spray up every part that might want to show any kind of careless work there. So normally in my shop, I have different colors of spray, name them, so that when I'm doing any work, but you have to ensure that it's a matching spray, because sometimes the spray do not match. You just have to ensure it's a matching spray before you start to use them. So the last thing we would be doing in this class for today is that we are going to be covering up the we are going to cover up all our rough work. Remember that every sewing that we are doing since, they would be showing inside this cap. So that part where you have the chest wording, every of your thread work and all of that would be showing there. And that is why the last thing we do for this particular work is to cover. So we are just going to still cover it by fixing the four edges, you know, and then ensuring that we also force in every length that ought to be in a particular position. So I start by gluing north, south, east, and west. After that, I use my glue to just like do a good finishing on it. And then after which, we also use um elastic, yes, to like cover the part where you are gathering now. So to give it a very good look in the eyes of your client, you need to use that 1 inch elastic to do a final covering, and that will be all for today's tutorials. Okay, once again, if today is your first time discovering Creative Ends platform, I just want to welcome you in my own special way. I don't know how to sing, maybe I would have done that. So you are welcome, and you are welcome. So one more thing, please, if you love the video, you know, it's a conditional statement. If you love this video, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel before leaving today. One good thing I know about this channel is that we are quick to answer your questions, and even our subscribers have the opportunity of calling us where they are confused. Assuming you watch this cap now and there is still some aspect of it where you want clarity, you have the opportunity, the privilege to call me. I would answer. My phone numbers are in most of my platforms. Just check, discover my numbers, call me, chat me up on WhatsApp. I will come to your aid in that area where you think you are having challenges. My dream is that I want you to be perfect in your work. It's not just enough to watch me like an expert, say, oh, I'm very good. No, it's not enough to do that. I want everybody. A teacher is not a good teacher until the students are able to learn and acquire true knowledge. So when you cannot reproduce your kind, then you have failed as a teacher. So I do not want to fail. Yeah. So you can actually call me and ask questions. And this will just be all for my today's video. You can see my model modeling this great product, and it's shiny. It's so beautiful, it's so cute. When you even put it on a weave on, it comes out more. Though my weave on is not it's not too sweet, but let me just put it on. Let me put the weave on so that you will see it on weave on, how it comes out. So that's all for today's class. Do have a nice day. So this is it on a weave on. Yeah, you agree with me that is cool as well. All right, so bye, bye, bye. Okay, okay, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do you know what it does? It helps other people to discover this channel. So it is like a way of helping me to advertise. I cannot give a thumbs up to myself. So please, all of you viewing, help me give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can now recommend it to other viewers. That is how it works. Thank you very much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.